Hi guys, welcome to or welcome back to my channel. I can't believe that July is almost around the corner and we are already in the second half of the year, which is so crazy. So in today's video, we will be setting up my bullet journal for the month of July. And if you have noticed, I have already switched to a brand new notebook, which is from Notebook Therapy. And if you guys are also interested in shopping for new notebooks, you can use my discount code lootengstudio10 for a 10% discount. And all the links and codes are available in the description box below. And now, without further ado, let's start planning for the month of July. So for the month of July, the theme that I decided to go for is sunflowers. At first, I didn't really know what theme I want to make for this month, so I looked back on my last year's July setup, which was a floral theme, so I decided to base this month's theme on florals as well. And the flower that I chose is sunflower because I kind of feel like doing a yellow theme for once because I don't think I have ever made a yellow theme so far, so I decided to try a new color scheme. And the second reason why I chose sunflowers is because they remind me of a date that I went with my boyfriend. I think it was during May that the both of us went to a park called Taman Saujana Hijau, which is a park with themed gardens. I remember there's an European garden, a Chinese-style garden, and an English garden. And in one of the gardens, we saw some very beautiful sunflowers, and here's a picture of the sunflower. It was a really memorable but tiring date at the park because we thought of having a picnic there, but the area was kind of hilly and what's supposed to be a picnic date turned out to be a hiking date. But still, we got to see a lot of very beautiful landscapes. We got to enjoy some fresh air, and also the best part of it was definitely watching the sunset together. So now that you know the inspiration behind the theme, let's talk a little bit about the cover page. So for the cover page, I drew a few sunflowers of different sizes and also facing different angles, so that it looks more natural. And for the petals of the sunflowers, I used two different shades of yellow. One is a Tombow brush pen and another is a Crayola Super Tip. And you can actually find the color code of the pens and the types of pens that I use in this setup in the description box below, if you also want to recreate this theme. And yeah, the page beside the cover page is just my monthly log, where I write down the important events that are happening in the month. Now, flipping over to the next two pages are going to be my trackers. So on the left page, it is going to be my mood tracker, where I keep track of my mood for the whole month. So for this month's mood tracker, I decided to draw two sunflowers. One is a bit larger in size compared to the other one. And if you're wondering how I'm going to use this mood tracker, basically the petals are the days of the month. And since there are 31 days in July, there are going to be 31 petals. And all I have to do is just color in the petals with different shades of yellow according to my mood. I honestly really love how the sunflower mood tracker turned out. It looks very clean and simple, and I just can't wait to fill the petals with colors like how I would normally do with a coloring book. And now that we're done with the mood tracker, let's move on to the habit tracker. So for this month, I will be using the individual habit trackers instead of the graph layout. And as you can see here, I drew 6 boxes that are in the shape of the month. And at the bottom, I just drew a bed of sunflowers, which I think looks very beautiful. Although the sunflowers might look difficult to draw, but I swear it's actually very easy once you know the basic steps and the basic shapes. And in fact, you can actually watch Amanda Rachley's sunflower doodle tutorial to learn how to draw sunflowers, because I learned how to draw my sunflowers from watching her video. So over here above the boxes, I just added some colors and wrote down the habits that I want to track for the month. And yeah, I guess that is all for my mood and habit tracker for the month of July. Now moving on to the next page is my trusty budget tracker that helps me to keep track of my income and expenses. So for this month's budget tracker, which is almost the same as all the previous months, I just drew a table with 4 columns that represents the date, the details, the plus sign is for income, and the minus sign is for expenses. And as for the decorations, I just drew some sunflowers and leaves surrounding the table. And after I have colored everything in, I just use my yellow Tombow Duo brush pens to make alternating lines inside the table. Now moving on to the page on the right is my brain dump spread, which is a place for me to spill out random thoughts or just write down random things that I need to get them done, or I'll just use it as a shopping list. So for this brain dump spread, I try to keep it simple and not too doodly. So I just drew some sunflowers at the bottom right corner of the page, and the empty space in the middle is going to be where I write down my random thoughts and random things. And yeah, this is how my budget tracker and brain dump spread looks like for this month. So now, the last spread that I'm going to show you today is my first weekly spread of the month. I actually made 4 different weekly spreads for all the 4 weeks of July, but for today, I am only showing you the weekly spread for the first week, and the others will be in a separate video, and it will most probably be uploaded in the first week of July. And now let's get back to the spread. So as you can see here, I drew 7 boxes that represents all the 7 days of the week, Monday to Sunday. And inside each of the boxes is where I will just be writing down the daily tasks that needs to be done. And if you have noticed, I also drew sunflowers on the top of all the boxes, and this is going to be where I write down the date later on in the video. So yeah, I honestly really love this layout. You can actually see me using it for every single month because it is just so neat, organized, and I have ample planning space as well. And lastly, to complete the spread, I use a yellow grit washi tape from Notebook Therapy's Suki Pastel Core collection across the bottom of the pages. And I honestly really love how it complements the spread, as the yellow color is more muted and doesn't take away the spotlight of the sunflowers. And if you're interested in getting the washi tapes too, I have linked them in the description box as well. So before we end the video, here's the final flip through of my bullet journal setup for July 2022. I honestly really love how this month's setup turned out. I've never tried doing a yellow theme before, and I'm so glad that I went for a yellow sunflower theme that reminds me of someone really special. So if you also enjoyed the video, please remember to like and subscribe and follow my Instagram and Kofi at lootengstudio. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.